With the nature of my channel being centered on surviving, defensive tactics, and situational awareness, I seek to keep up heavily with what's going on and the things that people are facing. I'll also keep up with various trends and topics that are being talked about. And one particular topic I want to cover in this video is safety out on major highways especially. There's been a lot of talk all over the web as of late around the danger of major highways, I-40 especially, running all the way across the United States, and some talk around the possible reality that there are several serial killer truckers at large. So I started doing some digging to see if there was any facts behind all of this. You can do your own Google searching with regards to this. You can watch video after video, and a lot of them say the same thing, in that there is a significant amount of data that points to the possibility of this being a real thing. You can see this simple Google search that I did. Is the FBI hunting serial killer truckers on the highway? You're going to get a lot of responses. You'll get some information from articles. You'll be able to see that there are so many videos out on this topic. A lot of this information is putting out some credible stories and things that we should really study and look into. I do believe this is a serious topic. Now, outside of there being some real stories that I can point to, I choose to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. And what I would say to myself and what I would say to you is, of course there are monsters on the highway. Of course there are predators out there. Do you really need to follow one story after the next to understand the importance of awareness around this issue and the issue of travel safety? I did see a video last night of someone in law enforcement talking about a serial killer trucker that they had caught up with, who had captured a boyfriend and girlfriend. I do believe the boyfriend was killed and the girlfriend was rescued, and there was a torture chamber set up in the back of his truck. The girlfriend was tortured in heinous ways, but she did survive. They got to her in time. What makes the highway a significant hotspot for predators is their ability to be on the move, their ability to stop in and go and get out of places quickly. You're also dealing with greater chances of threat because there are more people circulating. That's just a natural thing. Hotels, gas stations, and obviously on the side of the road are some of your most dangerous spots. A lady I go to church with used to be a truck driver, and she was constantly talking about the level of threat with regards to the truck stops and how dangerous they were. The unfortunate thing about many horror films and the basis for their stories is not things that just were concocted in the imagination of a sick writer, although sometimes it can be. A lot of these things are based on true life narratives, because sometimes the real world is a horror story. Some people go through life and they are asleep at the wheel. They are ignorant about the world. They're ignorant with regards to the nature of people in general, but especially the nature of some people. Some of you are not going to like what I'm about to say, because in your mind, you want to believe all is well. You want to believe that the world is a safe place. You have this utopia that you're trying to protect. And I really don't say that to insult you. I'm telling you these things so that you can maybe change the way you think. But a lot of you don't like to hear it when I say that when you travel through this world, and when you travel from city to city and from place to place, in many ways, you are traveling through a possible war zone. You are traveling through uncharted territory. If you think this is just a United States thing, you are operating in the highest form of ignorance. This is clearly a worldwide issue. The issue is people. Where there are people, there are these issues. Yes, some places are worse than others. Some cities are worse than others, but it's worldwide. Trust me. I think this world is hostile territory. Yes, there are peaceful places that you can go. There are places that you can get away. And it's not the physical aspect of the world as much as the residents that are living here. We have got to have a high level of due diligence and attention when we are traveling, especially when we're stopping at places like gas stations and hotels, and even more so at night. We've got to be careful who we trust, who we allow to get close to us, and the positions that we put ourselves in. There is a strategy to traveling and traveling safely. And the more aware you are, the safer you are. Your chances just climb. It seems like a simple thing, right? Well, it's not to some individuals. You do not need to be unarmed when you travel, ever. On the road, I don't care what state you're in, you don't ever need to be unarmed when you travel. If you can avoid gas stations at night, you really need to do that. You need to be going to gas stations, which are a melting pot during the day, and you still need to be very alert. You need to be alert of who is around you, who might be watching you, who is getting near you, who might be trying to close in on you. And if you're stopping at hotels, you've got to be very careful about traveling to your room and to your car to get things out of the car. You got to be aware of what's going on when you're in the car getting things. There is never a time that you and I can be asleep at the wheel. If somebody wants to call me paranoid for saying all of this, well, you're a clown. I don't make any apologies for saying that. If people want to chill and they want to ignore all of this, that's their decision, but they're going to face the consequences of that. I'm not going to be that kind of person, and I'm not going to encourage others to be. The predators out here are endless. You've got people who want to rob and kill. You've got those who want to attack and violate women. You've got those sometimes who just want to do random violence just because they think it's amusing. You've got trafficking going on out here. You've got serial killers out here. And the only thing that we can do with this reality is choose to be prepared and be more prepared. When we get on major highways, we're not in Disneyland anymore. We're in a place where everybody exists and where anything is possible. When you're traveling places, you're on a personal mission. You're on a personal mission to get there safely in spite of all that you might face. Sometimes the best defense is a good offense. And when you begin to travel like these people exist, you're more likely to get where you're going safely. I want to leave you with an acronym when you travel. I want you to be aware, I want you to be armed, and I want you to be able. And here's my closing point. Regardless of the amount of information going on around the fact that this highway or that highway are the most dangerous highways in the United States, doesn't change the fact that any highway can be dangerous. The entire world is a place you need to be aware. Take care.